So hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk to you about something very interesting. And I find it interesting because it never really happened before. Right, Druids, somewhere between mid-Highmore and the opening of Blackrock Foundry, they became a flavor of the month class and people started re-rolling Druids like mad. And it's currently the most rolled class in World of Warcraft. And before you start shouting that it's not true, it happened before, it did not. It might have happened with a Feral Druid, or a Boomkin, or a Guardian Druid, or a Resto Druid. Not with the Druid as a whole. And while yes, I would say that Guardian Druids are still the weakest tank, they are not a bad tank. Okay, they just take damage differently, but they are still a solid tank. I raid Mythic, and one of our main tanks is a Guardian Druid, and he's doing fine. Okay, but Boomkins, Feral Druids, Resto Druids, they're amazing right now. You need a lot of single target damage? Feral Druids are ridiculous after the buff. You need mental AoE? Well, you have a Boomkin with Starfall and Sunfire and Moonfire. You need a healer that has really solid healing and can essentially heal with Atonement for free. Has a really good ground healing, Mushroom, and a ridiculous AoE cooldown, Tranquility. Pick a Resto Druid. So you can't really go wrong with having more Druids in your raid. I saw kills like Chromog with like 5 Boomkins and 2 Resto Druids. It's just ridiculous. Druids are now really strong. And we're probably gonna get nerfed really hard. And I would say it's gonna come very soon. Because as a Druid, you have a guaranteed raid spot. You get into a raid and people are like, ooh, a Druid, yes. Yes, all of that in my face right now. I want that Druid in my face. Okay, because you can just cope with anything. You get to a fight, and you're like me. You're a Resto Druid with a Boomkin off spec, and you're like, oh yeah, like Flamebender Kangras, or whatever her name is. You don't really need 5 healers. Okay, so you're like, well, I can go Boomkin, I can save all my cooldowns, and then explode the Cinder Wolves. Right? And you're just there, you know. We don't need another healer, but we don't need to get another DPS because this Resto Druid can go Boomkin and just explode with AoE and cleave. So it's amazing. And if you're raiding on a regular basis, you've probably picked up enough gear to play Feral as well. So if you're good enough, when you're like, well, yeah, you know, Resto Druids, we don't really need another healer, we don't really need a Boomkin, but Feral Druid, yeah, that would be pretty yummy on this fight. You can just switch to Feral and do some ridiculous things. There just isn't even a single boss in Blackrock Foundry that straight up sucks for a Druid. There isn't one. Because bosses in Blackrock Foundry for Druids are kind of like pizza. Even if they are bad, they're still pretty good. So we are currently in this time where all 4 specs are completely different, but they are all good. You know, Feral Druids being very meticulous with the way you do things, and Boomkins with their mad AoE, and Resto Druids just being solid healers with good cooldown and all of that, and Guardian Druids once again being solid tanks. All these specs are so different, you have so much diversity, and all of them are good. This never happened before. We usually had one spec that was really good, one spec that was really bad, and then one that was kind of like, yeah, it's alright. But right now, all 4 specs are up there. You never hear a raid leader say, you know what, we need fewer Boomkins. That's the problem with this fight, we need fewer Boomkins. We need more Unholy DKs, or we need more Demonology Warlocks, or Survival Hunters. Or we don't really need more Tranks on this fight. No, you don't. Oh, we can have one more Boomkin on this fight. Awesome. One more Trank? Yeah, not bad. One more Feral Druid? Yeah, pretty good. You know, it's just awesome. All 4 specs are good, and Blizzard is shooting themselves because they can't figure out the balance issues. Because right now, especially Ferals and Resto Druids, they're kind of broken in PvP. Yesterday, in front of Blackrock Foundry, I had 3 Alliance guys trying to kill me at the same time, and I was able to heal myself up every time, and I had enough time to type /facepalm and /laugh until they got really bored after about 3 minutes of me not dying, and they just zoned it into Blackrock Foundry. Okay, and as a Feral Druid, you have a lot of burst, a lot of survivability, with essentially 2 shield walls, and a lot of healing, so they can't really figure it out. They really dug themselves a very deep hole, and every time they try to fill it back up, they fall in, and they have to crawl back up. So, I don't know how they're gonna do it. In PvE, we as druids we are not really overpowered. That's the thing. We are not overpowered in PvE. We are just solid on every single fight. And if they want to do something with this, they need to nerf the abilities, the numbers, and boost us via set bonuses, because I can't see any other way around that. Because if they're going to just straight up nerf us, then we're going to be shit in PvE. If they balance us in PvP by reducing numbers, we're just going to be shit in PvE. So they can't really do that. So the only viable option I see is just nerf us and then boost us through like set bonuses or something. So that's one big issue with this. And hopefully they will get it right. They will get the nerf right. They don't overdo it to a point where, you know, we're back to this, yeah, you know, boomkins are kind of good, but the other specs not so much. And that's pretty much it from me for this video. I thank you a lot for watching. Tell me, what do you think about the state of Druids? Are you having fun on your Druids? I want to know. And I thank you all for watching. I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.